What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Spectacular Sci-Fi Guys. My name is Carlos,
I'm Sonny.
And I'm Alvin.
and we are the Spectacular Sci-Fi Guys. And we're here. This was a light one. Nothing too much. We're coming down off our Ant-Man high a little bit. But as the spectacular guys we are, we're ready for the next adventure always. So, but we got a few things that we're gonna talk about. Just to say it's nothing too heavy. Um, Number one thing I think we need to talk about is the potential casting of Jack Black as Superman. But like I said, we gotta talk about the casting of Jack Black as Superman. I just showed y'all the little I think test reel or whatever he created for Instagram. Whatever.
It looked like a TikTok video or something.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
It was hilarious. What it was.
I'm still stunned and amazed by it.
Laser vision.
Yeah, his laser vision. Yeah, and his superpowered dandelion breath. so
Man.
I'm trying to really fit all of that Jack Blackness in my mind, wrap my head around him being Superman. Did y'all get a kick out of that?
Oh man, that was too funny.
That was funny.
That was too funny. Jack Black is hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. He's one of my favorite comedic actors. I think he's a big sci-fi fan as well. He loves Spider-Man. Superman comic books and stuff as well. But that made me think of, who else. I know he was joking about it. We all know that he's joking. It wasn't serious. So let's just put that out there for those. There were a couple of people out there. I'm like, I don't know if they were joking. It's hard to tell when people on the internet nowadays. Some people were kind of, upset thinking that, James Gunn really did call him.
Hey, you know what though? They got the city of Candor. I'm sure it's some little fat comedic guy walking around the city of Candor. Yeah. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
No, it's not.
No. Think about all the Asgardians were not skinny and built like Thor.
That's true. That's true. Everybody didn't have Thor's perfect physique. So there's someone running around there with beer bellies and all that. Guys like me. So, but I was just thinking, who else do you think would be a bad selection for Super?
Now, this was in the running a while ago, and we spoke on it, pre-show. Mm-hmm. But Nicolas Cage was really serious about putting in a bid to be Superman, and I just could not see that at all.
No, I couldn't see that anyway. I think another one. I know he's older now, but I think Harrison Ford would be an awesome non-selection.
Harrison Ford would have been the Superman back in the early TV shows back in the what was it, the 50s?
Yeah.
Or 60s, whenever it came on.
Yeah,
he could be that. He could be that Superman. Hey, look, with the big round neck.
Exactly. Damn near a V-neck Superman. Who else we got?
Al Pacino would make a terrible Superman.
Al Pacino would be horrible. That would be pretty horrible. But listen, Al Pacino, he played a Cuban drug lord, and then he played an Italian mob boss. So his range is good.
Yeah, he could play a Kryptonian.
I could see him doing that. Yeah. I think who else? Sylvester Stallone.
Kevin Hart.
That'd be
Kevin Hart.
Well, he can play the Black Superman. He can get everybody in uproar.
Everybody die from laughter.
Everybody would want to burn down the theater. Not just because it's Kevin Hart, but simply because he's black.
Hey, I'm glad The Rock decided to do Black Adam instead of Superman.
You know what? While we joking, the Rock would not be a good selection for Superman.
No, not at all.
Jason Momoa, that'd be a bad selection.
I guess though, those characters, you already see them as a DC character. You can't see them as anything else.
It's hard to see him as anything else.
Well, they did at one time. I think they were talking about Michael B. Jordan playing the Black Superman.
I heard
that was and I don't even know if that's off the table. Michael B. Jordan wanted to do Superman, and I think everybody was trying to do fit him in the role of like Icon from the Milestone universe.
Yeah. And I don't even know if he's built it.
He's not, because you know, in the comic, Icon was a older, distinguished type.
I was about to say Michael Jai White. I think Michael Jai White would be a great icon.
That would be a good icon.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, he played Spawn in the original Spawn.
Right.
So I think that would be a good transition for him to play Icon. That's who they should get for the Icon.
That would be a good fit.
That would be a real good fit.
He has to physique and all of that. So that would be a good
what's
fit.
the name that played Jimmy Olsen in the Supergirl, the black dude? Because he played the Guardian.
Oh, well. Yeah.
I think he would be a black Superman.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a real good one.
And I forget about him. He is a good actor. Yeah,
he's a good actor. I think because he got that wholesome look about him. You know what I'm saying? That's what Superman. That's what Superman has. The look, the innocent, like, you know, he's all powerful, but still kind of non-threatening at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Look, have that friendly look about him. So,
yep.
But but also we talking about earlier. I know we were talking about Jamie Foxx. Now they have him cast as a Spawn. So
I think Jamie Foxx is versatile. He could pull pull that off because really, when you're talking about being Spawn, he's always in costume.
Yeah.
You know, so really it would be more his actions and voice, you know,
all that.
Yeah. You know, beyond the pre-Spawn stuff leading up to him getting the powers,
right?
You know, I think he would pull that off real well.
And I always have a hard time seeing him in parts until I see him in the part. But he does always seem to pull it off well.
Well, he does, and most of the stuff that he acts in, I have to say he does such a good job that he vanishes, and the only thing you see is the character. You know what I'm saying? And that's, to me, that's something that is that's a real talent. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he has one of those his acting styles that it's a chameleon. You know. Because there's some people that do a role and you can only see that role as them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like everything. I mean, he's done Ray Charles. I think he's even done
when he did Ray Charles, I thought he was Ray Charles.
He did Ray Charles. You couldn't tell him.
He was amazing.
I mean, he totally vanished. You know,
right.
But I think he's good at mimicking the talent and everything, because, you know, of course, Ray Charles was an actual person. He had got time to spend with him and everything, and because of his good ability to mimic and everything, he was actually really pulled that off. Now he's played tons of fictional characters and everything, so now his real acting chops will have to come in. You know what I'm saying? He would probably have Michael Jai White's version to really act to play off of, but he would also have to make it his own as well.
Right,
which is going to be, you know, the big feat. So, you know, like I said, I'm excited about that. Even though I admit I just, you know, I don't know about Spawn. I've never really been a big Spawn fan in the comic books and everything. but I do like the concept of it. You know, like say if they make a movie, I'm gonna go see it. I'm not gonna.
Oh, Spawn is was one of my favorite Image comics, and you know it's the longest running. Let's see, how is it the longest running? Well, Image is not quite independent, but I think it's the longest running comic. It's well over 300 issues now. It's around 330, 340. And Todd McFarlane has actually expanded the Spawn universe. So there's I think four different books, Spawn titles out now.
Right.
So right now it would really be a good time to be pushing that movie because the comics are doing really well. You know, the storylines are good. The art, they have great artists, you know, in the Spawn run. But yeah, I think they need a movie to. But the thing is, Todd has been teasing a movie for years.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and it never pans out. But I think now with the more success of the comic and all these other superhero movies, it'd be the time to throw your hat in the ring.
Yeah, this is a good time for it right now.
Because Valiant has already made a move with Bloodshot.
Yeah.
So and I think they have another movie being worked on now. Faith, who was a member of Harbinger, they were going to do a Harbinger movie.
But how did you? What did you like that? Did you see that? But did both of y'all see the Bloodshot movie with Vin Diesel?
Yeah, I did.
I never saw the Bloodshot movie. I didn't get a chance to go see it. I was going to, but then it just seemed corny.
Well,
it was decent.
It was a decent movie. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, movie. It was decent. Yeah,
but the question was because again, I know I say this a lot. I wasn't a big fan of the comic book, but do you think that, Alvin, since you're the one that saw it, do you think that that movie was a good representation of the comic?
I think the movie was. I don't think the actor was. I think they could have found somebody else beyond Vin Diesel.
I think this one because Vin Diesel kind of picks his own roles, and because he's a producer on stuff. I think this is one that he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So I think he kind of cast himself. I'm not 100% sure that I know that that's the case in movies prior, because he decided to take his destiny in his own hand when it comes to movies. So,
right. The thing about him though is, it seemed like it seemed like he's the same person in all of his movies. And when he first started out, what was that? Pitch Black.
Yeah,
those movies were amazing because we hadn't seen him and he fit the role. But then every other role was a pitch black character. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's some people say that about Tommy Lee Jones as well. Like Tommy Lee Jones, he plays the same character in everyone. Like the character that he played in Captain America was the same character they played in Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? He just that same acting style, just barking orders and just to some degree they're true. It is true. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have much of a wide range. I think he did when he was younger, but as he got older, he's just like kind of
one-dimensional. Yeah,
kind of settled into the roles.
I think the Bloodshot movie was good. Hey, if to me, the better movie would have been either to start out with Harbingers. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much Valiant comics you all have read, but Harbinger was a good team, superhero team, or renegades or whatever you want, teens that's running away. They had a lot of story that you could tell. And then I absolutely love Exo Man of War. His I know it would be another person in a metal suit, but his suit was sentient,
Right.
you know, and it would form around him, you know, and
Right.
and I thought that concept was amazing. When I first read Exo Man of War, and you know, Jim Shooter, who was the writer, and Bob Layton, when they first started Valiant Comics, man, they were the hottest things out. I mean, the hottest comics out. Everybody was buying. Then Shadow Man was good. Shadow Man would be a good. I mean, Valiant has, as small as Valiant is, they have some really good characters that I think would transition well on screen, whether it be television or movie.
Do you, I mean, because when I'm thinking about those other comics, those I shouldn't call them offshoot comics, but those other independent comics like the Valiant and the Image and everything. Do you think it's good for them? I don't know. Do y'all think it's good for them to come out with movies first, or should they go to TV, like do a Netflix series or something like that first?
Depends on the title, because Spawn is a big enough independent. If you want to call Image, I think Image is within the big three. You know, we always say the big two, DC and Marvel, but you gotta put, because one, they've been around so long, and they've shown that they can put out good books. You know, they have a history, longevity about them. So how, you know, it's hard for me to even say that they're independent, even though, you know, I guess technically they would be, but they are a really, Image is a really good company. One, because
it's like as known as Spawn is, he's known to the comic book. Like I said, we've already established there's more people that go to the movies that for these movies go to the movies that know the movies more than they know the comics. You see what I'm saying? So,
you know,
but that's like every other thing, though. You know, when what is that that movie that had all the books, the Mockingbird? What is it?
Oh, you talking
about Mockingjay?
Yeah, we stumbled on this, the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. You know, those books were only big to the people that read those books, but the movies were, you know, box office hits.
Well, it depends on the character too, because you think about it, you get a character. Some characters are going to translate better to movies than they are TV series.
Yeah.
Some characters are going to translate better if they are HBO or a pay-per-view channel or streaming than they would network TV.
Well, I mean,
Lobo, for example, you can have a Lobo show on network TV because Lobo is not that kind of character.
Well, you can't have them on network TV, but you can have them on Netflix.
Well, when I talk about network TV, I'm talking about something that doesn't let you cuss or act lewd.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Well, first of all, I wouldn't want to see any superhero that's on the network. If it's not on HBO Max or Hulu or something like that, I don't want to see it because I know it's going to be watered down. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of tired of the Flash and WB and all that. It's watered down. I think
one reason that a lot of the reboots work, like we're not talking about Star Trek, but I think one reason the Star Trek reboot, well, not reboots, but spinoffs are working is because they're able to do a few more things and be a little grittier on streaming platforms than they would have been just regular syndication. And I think that's kind of the path that a lot of these, especially people who are producing these shows and want to tell a story, that's the path that they're following.
These movies don't have to go to the theater because Netflix is doing more than TV shows. They're doing movies also. So why not sign with Netflix or Hulu or Amazon
Right.
and put out, you can use the same model that Marvel is using and DC is using on the streaming
Right.
platforms.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm talking
Right.
about.
I,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
I think it would transition well until you find that one character that really
Really
blows on
pops.
that level.
Or do this, like you said, because this is my thing. This is my thinking of it. Put it on Hulu, Netflix, or whatever, any streaming platform, Amazon Prime. Go with that. Let it build up a good fan base. Then announce a movie, and then let that build up of the movie do it. Because here's the thing, and this happened in the past, and many times before, they'll have a comic book movie, and we'll be excited to see the comic book movie. Then they'll make the movie, it comes out, it doesn't do well. You see what I'm saying? And then they say, well, we're not going to do comic book movies no more, or that, or but it'll be popular, but it's not it's comic book popular. And
Right.
comic book popular is different from mainstream popular. It's just like you did that comparison to Hunger Games. Hunger Games is a different. It is sci-fi. It's in essence, and it's in its fairy tale, and it's in essence, but it's also a book. And there's people who read books, and there's people who read comic books. Those are two different things. So when you have the people who read books like Harry Potter and Hunger Games and stuff like that, those are going to have bigger fan bases than the people who read books. People that's because comic book fans are kind of a niche in a way.
Yeah, it's a dying.
Right. In the movies, in like Marvel movies, and Marvel movies has really brought it back. And that's why we kind of re-entering the golden age of comic books again, of the popularity of it, because the movies have brought it back. But again, we know that popularity, the people who go to it, they're not really comic book fans. They're fans of Superman, they're fans of Batman, they're fans of Captain America, but they didn't really read the comic books that much.
Right.
You got people to go to these movies, they've never read any of the comic books.
But because they're fans of all those things, because they've grown up to it. They've seen the cartoons, they've seen the all the toys and all that for over the the decades. So now they'll go to the movies. So now you have these independent comic books, those independent books are even a smaller niche in the comic book realm. You make let's say outside of Spawn, let's go with EXO. We do a movie of EXO. People like the large majority of them like they're just doing another superhero movie, not knowing that it came from a comic book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the worry about it. And I would like it. My thing is, if you would take that time and then go to a streaming platform and say, okay, let's do 10 to 12 episode run of EXO and see how it goes, and let it build up and build up that fan base. And then once we build up that fan base and people get into it, then we'll do a movie of it.
Right.
And then and then we'll spawn it from there. And then when the season 2 comes, we'll expand the universe and add more heroes and more. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And that's my logic of it, because like I said, we both seen it before. They come out with these comic book movies, and I think there was some, if I'm not mistaken, there was a couple comic book movies that came out during the Marvel time that people didn't really take to, even during when Marvel was coming up.
Punisher movie wasn't. Yeah. Punisher. Although I liked it. I mean,
but we can't really name one awesome Punisher movie. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think
that is Marvel.
Hey, look, the Punisher Netflix series was awesome. It blows the couple movies that they put straight out the water.
But if you think about it, Punisher should be a good concept, because it's just like any other revenge movie of this, this guy who's good at weapons. It's like, what's his name, Liam Neeson. Somebody stole, kidnapped his daughter, and all of a sudden, that's a massive, great idea. It's the same line as that.
Right.
But for some reason, it just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the execution of it, the timing, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's like I said, that's my thing. It's just like I think those independent, they should, in my personal opinion, they should try to focus on going to a streaming platform. If they,
Right.
and then
I,
once they
I
get on,
agree with that. Yeah.
and then once they get good traction on the streaming platform, then transfer to the movies. Because like I said, once these production companies put these millions of dollars into a independent and it doesn't do well, you think they're going to pick up another one? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They may or may not, but but logically, I don't think they would. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you might not want to go to Netflix because Netflix is not going to give you more than the season.
Yeah, well,
Depends on who you are, because if they do this Zack Snyder universe thing, I think they all in.
Oh yeah, they gonna have to be all
to
in.
to be able to do DC characters. You know, you're not dealing with an independent. You're dealing with known characters and known actors and actresses,
and all of them got a built-in fan base, a huge built-in fan base.
Right. So that is win-win for Netflix.
Right. And that's something they should really capitalize on. And like we said in many other the previous episodes, they don't have the same challenges as Marvel. They own all of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
They can do whatever they want to. So,
right.
But it's just like, and I understand Sonny's concern. If Zack Snyder, I think Zack Snyder should be able to take the helm with the DC characters and do what he wants to do with it, and don't not have any roadblocks. I understand that they gotta you gotta keep a handle on the purse, make sure that everybody make sure the money's not flowing out, because they're saying right now Marvel they're having to slow up on some production because they're putting so much money out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they have to slow up on stuff. So and we know how successful they have been. Yeah. We know how successful they have been. Yes, the last
part of their problem too is the fact that Disney's been trying to do too much on other stuff.
Yeah,
and they're spreading they put a lot of money in some other stuff that they didn't need to. That's why they fired their old CEO. Mm-hmm. So that's part of Disney's issue.
Yeah, they're spreading themselves thin. They're trying to but they have a lot of major titles, and under those major titles, they have a bunch of major characters. So it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to reel it in, but they got to. You know what I'm saying? They got to. You can't go broke doing it, because you'll put a hole in the ship and you sink it all. So then you don't want to do that. So, but like I said, I definitely want DC to split the universe and get the James Gunn universe and the Snyder universe. I definitely want that, because I think there's a whole lot of potential with that. Just like I want these independent comics to reach out to some of these streaming platforms and do the same thing. I think whether it be I think Amazon will be a good fit for some of these independent.
I agree.
No, they got to go with what streaming service I'm paying for right now. Y'all messing with my money.
But I mean, they can't. But Netflix can't spread themselves thin. They can't do too much. I don't even know if they're trying to get DC. But if they're trying to get DC, they can't do Image and Valiant and you know what I'm saying. They got to focus.
Netflix is gun shy as far as how much money they're going to put into a production, because they sunk a whole lot of money into Discovery, and that deal didn't really work out for them like they wanted it to.
Yeah.
So they're going to be real skeptical on how much money they've got to put into a production.
Yeah, that's true. So let's transition to the next subject. This is one area that Alvin and we're not going to be so spectacular on. My friend Sonny, he's spectacular because he's already he's a step up. He hasn't watched Ant-Man yet.
Still hadn't watched Ant-Man.
Trust me, he's got about 20 floggings coming for that. But he has watched
the first spectacular in so many other ways.
But he has watched the first episode of the new season of Mandalorian. So we're gonna give him the floor since he's already seen it and we haven't. I'm gonna watch it right after I get off of here. So, Sonny, you have the floor. You can be spectacular. This is your moment to be spectacular.
Well, as I said, I'm always spectacular.
And I always said you're not. That's not true.
But the first season is cool. You know, it pretty much picks up where the first episode pretty much picks up where the last one left off.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the thing about the Mandalorian, bite-sized pieces in the episodes, 30 minutes. You might think it starts off a little slow, but I think that with all the Mandalorians, even with the Book of Boba Fett, it's the first episode or two starts off slow.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I'm looking forward to seeing the season. I really enjoyed seeing Mando and seeing Grogu back. And you kind of get a feel as to what's going on. I mean, really, if you watched any of the trailers,
right,
pretty much you've seen really the first episode.
Okay.
To be honest, you watched in the trailers have laid down kind of what's going to happen. And the one thing that I noticed with the Mandalorian, that series tends to be a bunch of little adventures that lead up to a big adventure. So he'll go one place looking for something, but in the meantime, hey, while you're here, do this.
We need
if
you
do this,
we need you to kill these goons over here.
And then you kill these dudes, and you can do that. So I am looking forward to seeing Katie Sackhoff do a little more in this series this time. So I'm stoked. I am stoked.
All right,
y'all need to see it.
All right, well, that was your 5 minutes of spectacularness. It's over.
You know what? It's not about the length. It's about the quality.
Okay. Okay.
Sound like built-in excuses for me.
Yeah. But that was low-hanging fruit. I'm not gonna touch that.
I know, right?
So, but yeah, I'm gonna watch the new season after we get off here. I actually watch everything else. I have the type of job where I have the ability to watch TV at work. So, but I'm gonna watch it tonight. I watched everything else today. All right, so another thing I want to talk about. This is one of the fun things. We know what public domain is. That's when the intellectual properties that were created after a time become public domain where anybody can use it. You can use it for personal use and you can use it for commercial use and everything. And it seems like there's a few things that are coming up for public domain here in the near future. One of the things I think we talked about earlier was Winnie the Pooh. It's coming up for the few Disney things. Mickey Mouse is another one, but it's not the regular Mickey Mouse that we know and love today. It's the Steamboat Mickey that's coming up for public domain. A few other things.
I think even the Winnie the Pooh, there's a older version.
Yeah, there's
that's
older
the one.
right.
that's going to right.
So it's a bunch of books. I was reading in there like Hercules, Thor, Loki. That's coming up for public domain as well.
Well, you know what? DC had Thor in their comics, but it was more of the mythological Thor, right. The redhead, Thor, and then
Hercules is in DC as well, and Marvel.
Yeah. So and he was in some of the smaller independent Charleston comics and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But just because it doesn't always mean that once you use it, it's going to pan out well, because that little stint that DC used Thor, it didn't work.
No, yeah, it's evident. But another one, like I said, Batman in
Batman
in 2033, Superman is 2033 Superman is coming up for public domain.
Superman.
2034 Batman is coming up for public domain, and 2036 Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is coming up. But here's the twist, the thing about it. And we said it earlier when in the Steamboat Mickey and the version of Winnie Pooh, it's that version. Over the years, these characters have evolved.
Right.
And they've evolved for many reasons. They evolved, you know, for the times changing.
Right.
And, you know, of different trends. But they have also evolved for contractual and business reasons. Because every evolution starts another ownership. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if y'all know this, but when Batman, he started on Detective Comics. I know y'all know that part. But when he started, he had guns. So and he wasn't afraid to kill anybody back then. So that version of the Batman with guns is going to come up for public domain in 2034. Which I think that version of Batman is pretty cool. How do y'all feel about that? Because you know this version of Batman that we have nowadays, he don't want to kill nobody. I mean, the Joker, he can blow up a whole building and, you know, collapse and poison up the whole city. But he just wants to capture him and put him in Arkham Asylum, where he's going to escape.
Apparently has the worst escape record of any prison.
I don't understand. I don't understand why Bruce Wayne hasn't donated money to update Arkham Asylum. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like the front gate is falling off.
Hey, he doesn't do that because he enjoyed the chase. What he gonna lock him up forever for? He don't have another reason to be Batman.
Well, yeah, but this is how I feel about it. I feel this. Let's take Batman out of the equation. Let's look at the police. And you know, sometimes the police and they have not so good record with not so good image as it is. But let's look at the police. I'm a citizen, and this villain has killed my family.
Mm-hmm.
And the police come and arrest him. Now they sentence him or whatever, but he escapes. And then he kills somebody else's family. Then they come and arrest him again, and they put him in the same jail, and then he escapes again.
Yeah.
And this keeps happening over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, first of all, let's look. I mean, if you look at that, first of all, let's look at this. Why does anybody live in Gotham?
Well, that's
the
true.
crime rate there must be like 1,000%, and it's the same 10 criminals that evidently just wreak havoc over the city.
Yeah.
Why stay there?
They get the most evilest of villains out there.
They get the worst. They get the worst of villains.
It's really like the septic tank of the world when it comes to villains. But I'm just saying, I'm like, but to a point, I would, if I lived in Gotham City and Batman keep catching this same guy over and over. At first, I'd be like, Batman, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, Batman, you ain't shit, man. I mean,
you know what? After the first citywide attack by the Joker, I just leave. I just leave.
Just relocate. Yeah, it's time to relocate.
I mean, I can imagine your property values there just terrible.
I mean, you can go to Star City, go to Metropolis or something like that. You know, where's Star Labs located?
That's in Metropolis too, isn't it?
It's in Metropolis. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to Metropolis.
I keep drawn back to this scene in Superman where I forgot when it was the Justice League, I think, where something was going on and Lois wanted to go to Gotham, and that Lawrence Fishburne was playing the publisher of the Daily Planet, and she said something like the crime Lawrence said crime in Gotham City, and here's the other one, water wet. And for some reason, just cracked me up.
Yeah.
And it just really put the nail on the head how awful Gotham City
is. And I mean, Batman's supposed to be this great superhero, man, and it's just like you got the worst criminals.
If I was Batman, I'd move.
Nah, not Batman. He there for a purpose. He ain't caring about families. It's all about the chase for him.
Yeah,
evidently, Gotham got bad right after his dad and mom got killed.
Well, yeah,
it seemed like they did all this stuff for the city, and then when they got killed, didn't want to do anything.
So with that said, does that make his dad like the kingpin? Because you know how Kingpin he keeps the tempo down in Hell's Kitchen. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that makes sure that everything's safe. Without him, all hell goes to loose.
You got two different levels. I think probably Bruce's dad probably was the philanthropist that gave everything to the city and pushed it forward. But when he got gone and the city fell in despair, then the Kingpin came in, and you know he was the Robin Hood.
He was the reason why all the criminals came to Gotham, because they wanted his money.
Who?
Batman's dad.
No, I think he was kind of an underworld boss, man. And then somebody took him out so they can move in. That's what I think. Just think about it. Like you said, when he died, that's when all hell broke loose. And then his son put on the Batman suit. He can't keep him in control. They scared of him, but they not too scared of him when they stop. They stop. You know, it's the Batman. I'm like, I mean, you've been dealing drugs in the same warehouse for years. How you surprised?
You know, he been walking around. You know who my daddy was?
Yeah, I'm like, so it kind of makes me feel like, okay, maybe his dad was the underworld boss or something. Maybe he was the one keeping everything.
And evidently, all the cops in Gotham are crooked.
I'm just saying. I think that's just my theory. You know what I'm saying? I'm halfway joking, but it just makes sense to me because Batman, he's as kick ass as he is. I don't understand why Gotham is just that bad. Think about it. Outside of his sidekicks, you got of course you got Robin and Batgirl and Catwoman,
Nightwing and all that. Yes.
What other superhero is in Gotham?
Even in the movies and on TV, Gotham and Metropolis, they just look different.
Right.
Metropolis is always bright and airy.
Right.
But you get to Gotham. If you look on any show that has Gotham City, it looks dingy. Even in the daytime, it looks dingy. Right.
And even in the daytime, it looks like it's about the sun about to go down. it just looked crazy there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Batman is doing a poor job. I think we need to get him out of office.
Relocate. We need to move him to Metropolis.
Yeah, let Superman show him how to do it. Say, listen, man, we gotta keep a wraps on this. And I think Bruce Wayne need to upgrade Arkham Asylum's facilities because they just horrible.
Yeah, donate some money to that.
We was talking about the public domain. What if Marvel was petty and picked up Batman?
He picked up the gun-wielding Batman.
What if Marvel was petty, picked up Batman and made him a villain?
I think that'll go. I think that's something I would do. I would do it. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: make him a good villain where he kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah, he gotta have some type of credit. Street cred or something. All these villains, they just keep beating. Batman gonna come in on Thanos level. You can't guard me.
Good. But like I said, it's the same. He keep getting the same villains over and over, and they just. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Somebody make it make sense to me. Y'all put in the comments what do y'all think about Batman? How do y'all feel about him? Because I like Batman. Don't get me wrong. I love Batman. I'm a Batman fan. Sonny's a Batman fan as well. But when you analyze him and you look at his track record, I'm just saying if we give him an evaluation, he's not doing well.
Yeah, yeah.
If he giving him value, if this was his year-end evaluation, he wouldn't be doing good.
Yeah, yeah. Max, your city is still trash.
Yeah, he's kind of trash right now. So
I mean, it's still
I
trash.
think I sent it to y'all. There was a couple of deleted scenes in Thor that I think they were deleted for good reason, but when you kind of look at it, I don't. It's just like when Av and I had the talk about Zeus and his portrayal in the movie, and it made Zeus kind of look like a wuss in a way. You know what I'm saying? He was scared, and so there was this deleted scene where Zeus was showing Thor how to use the lightning. He was talking to him and everything, but then but they, of course, they took it out, and they made it's like, I think Thor went to him, asked for permission so he can use that to fight the God Slayer. So in the movie, it's just like, okay, Thor took it from him, which of course introduces Hercules later on, because we saw that in the end in the end scene.
Right.
Hercules said, "You don't disrespect my daddy like that." He put some respect on his name. But what did y'all think about those deleted scenes?
I think they did. I'm glad they deleted them, and this is why. Because you already building up Kang right now. There's no need to build Galactus. People, if Galactus is such a well-known character and big character, he's much bigger than Kang to me. So if you tease Galactus in this movie here before you even bring out Kang the Conqueror, I think you're killing your,
you minimize Kang a lot,
right? And you're killing this whole set of movies that you're about to put around it.
And also when you I mean, there's a double-edged sword to that, because when you introduce Galactus, you introduce Silver Surfer as well,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And Fantastic Four. I mean, I think, and it just depends on, I think Galactus should be held to the next phase, because he is he's a world devourer. He's coming across the different galaxies, making his way to all these Earths that have this celestial seed in it.
So you think,
because he's there to balance everything. So you could actually tell your stories. You could start those stories in Guardians of the Galaxy. We already know that there will probably be a new iteration of the Guardians of the Galaxy after this movie,
right?
And you could tell you could start Galactus way over here in the other side of the universe, making his way this way for some reason. The celestial that was in the Earth is already dead from in the Eternals,
right?
So maybe he don't know that he's on his way. I don't know, or maybe
well, two things.
Maybe the celestial is just dormant.
Yeah, well, two things to that, which because from my understanding, and I could be wrong about this, because I didn't read a lot about Galactus or Silver Surfer. I did read some Silver Surfer comics, and I do remember his origin. Silver Surfer's origin was Silver Surfer's purpose was to pick out planets for Galactus to devour, and
Mm-hmm.
A non-inhabited
planets.
That's
But he
where I
started
was
doing
going
that
with that.
purposely. Yeah.
But the Celestials breed on inhabited planets. You see what I'm saying?
Well, before Silver Surfer, there had been other heralds of Galactus who didn't have that, and the only reason he had that he was trying to save his world.
Right.
And he was like,
that's where I was going with
I'll
it.
be your herald if you save my world.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. That purpose is kind of flipped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you said that Galactus purposely goes after ones with the Celestial inside of them, which now that makes Earth off limits because the Celestial is dead.
Right.
So I totally get that. So, if that's the case, they wouldn't really come here anyway.
But that's how you could retell the story. You could say, okay, because these Earthbound heroes have embarrassed me by saving this world here, I'm going to take their world. It's always a purpose to Galactus can be petty.
I talked about
Zeus. It's never going to follow the comic 100%.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be.
Yeah, I know MCU's not following. I'm just trying to make. Unless they change Silver Surfer's purpose for being Silver Surfer, you know what I'm saying? We haven't, outside of the Fantastic Four, we really haven't. They didn't even really go into the origin of him in that Fantastic Four movie.
No, they didn't.
They just brought him in, and he kicked ass.
Terrible.
And he kicked everybody's ass, and then they made Galactus a cloud.
Yeah.
Which that pissed me off. I'm like, you can't put somebody in the damn a purple helmet and make them big. What's the matter? I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Yeah, what's going on?
So how can we make this movie any worse?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they would do.
Oh no, that was a good movie.
But I mean, it's not going to be a big retelling of it. I mean, he can just simply choose, pick worlds, and our world was up next. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, we know that the Secret Wars movie is coming up. Mm-hmm. So when do y'all think will be a good time to introduce Galactus? Before, during, or after that?
I think you start teasing him. I think he is teased, and he should be teased in the second end credit of the first movie that starts that.
No, I think he should be teased in the last movie of Kang, whatever that
the dynasty,
the Kang, the Kang Dynasty or whatever it's called, because that way you drop the snippet, mm-hmm. and your next TV, television thing, you move into, whatever characters you're going to use in that, because right now you don't need any foreshadowing or any minimization of Kang. If you bring him anytime before Kang is done, then Kang is forgot about.
Yeah,
us geeks are, Galactus is coming. Right. They ain't thinking nothing else about Kang.
Right. Well, I mean, so you're saying the first movie that goes into Secret Wars, that's when it should be introduced.
Is Secret Wars the last movie that's?
No, it's not. I think there's going to be some couple movies after Secret Wars.
Yeah, I'd drop it. Whatever the last movie is going to be.
Because I mean that's going to be big because
the last TV show.
Right. Well, because the Secret Wars, as we know, that's when the incursion happened. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the wars of all that. So I think that would threaten the Celestials and Galactus and everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so there's kind of in a way all hands on deck a little bit to let's stop this from happening, because if we don't, then we're all out of here type of thing. So I don't know. I mean, that's a hard one, and I don't know how the writers are going to do that because they've already kind of introduced it, in a way, when they brought the Celestials in, so because you remember that's that cut scene at the end of which movie was that? The Eternals.
Eternals, right?
Right, because they had the Celestial in the sky, what I'm saying, up there. So so when people saw that, the first thing everybody was talking about Galactus right then.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking about, think about how far out they tease the Infinity Stones and Thanos before anybody, unless you were in the comics, you didn't know what Infinity Stone was. You didn't know that the ether was doing all that. You didn't have any clue with all that.
Yeah.
And so they teased it out. I mean, even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they did all that. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason I say I don't really think it's too early to drop snippets, and I don't necessarily think it's going to take away from anything to drop that snippet, because the vast majority of folks are not going to really know what's going on, because the whole idea of those end credits, they don't really they give stuff away to us because we know what the comics look like.
Right.
But, and even sometimes I don't get it and I got to go to Alvin and ask. But to most people, it's a fun little thing and it gives you a bit of whatever. When we first saw Samuel L. Jackson at the end of Iron Man, very few people understood the significance of that. Right. If you were in comics, you knew. Right. But very few people understood the significance of that if you were not in the comics. And so I don't know. I mean, it could work well with what Alvin said too, but I think that I think the hint should be dropped at least a couple of movies out.
The only thing about that is they weren't hinting any other big villain during Thanos.
Yeah.
There was not a hint of a Celestials coming to the Earth to kill, to gather their seed. It was, they were all in on Thanos. Right. So every snippet that was dropped with Thanos in mind. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, they weren't dropping Kang snippets in the middle of Thanos.
Right.
I think they saved that for the TV show.
Yeah.
I think that's where that came from. They saved that.
They didn't really overlap, is what he's saying. They didn't
overlap.
Yeah, they didn't overlap. Either one ended and then the next one began. But like
you didn't really find out about Kang until Loki.
Right.
And that was already after Thanos was done.
Right. That's true. But I don't know. It seems like the possibilities now. It seems like ever since then the MCU has gotten so much bigger. Since then, what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and they can all kind of fit now. If like, because while Kang is going full force, you could still. I believe that you can still show little glimpses of Galactus and the Celestials, just little glimpses, not a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of, this Kang thing can be going, and you can give little bits and pieces of the Celestials in the Galactus story in the backdrop, and then not knowing later on that how it's going to tie in later on. You see what I'm saying? I believe that can happen, but the perfect timing is when it can happen. Of course, we want to see it now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us want to see it now because if you think about it in the comic books, they're coexisting in the comic books very well. You know what I'm saying?
And a way to get around the Silver Surfer thing is don't start Galactus with Silver Surfer. Yeah. Start Galactus with one of the other heralds, because they're not bound to that honor thing, and have him come to Earth
And what's his
and
name? What's his
and
Fire Lord?
and Fire Lord was a herald. Terex
Yeah.
was a herald. A herald. There was a bunch. Airwalker was a herald.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a bunch of heralds of Galactus out there. And what you do is have them defeated. I mean, kill him on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
which then you go and you go to Silver Surfer's planet,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes Silver Surfer, and he has that honor code that he would, you know, save my world and I'll find you uninhabited planets.
Right.
And Galactus could be so close. That's where they fall out. Matter of fact, in the comic, that's what happens.
Right.
He took part of his cosmic power and
tethered him to Earth.
Tethered him to Earth.
Right.
So, you know, there's your story right there.
Yeah.
Once Silver Surfer comes to the Earth and see that it's inhabited and the people are similar to his world, you know, it's you know, I got to go against you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Like you said, they haven't gone by, like Sonny said earlier, they haven't gone by the storyline this so far. So anything's up for change.
Right.
All of it can be changed. It's just like the only thing right now, like I said, that we know Silver Surfer is of you know, of his origin is that, you know, to save his world, and you know, he didn't want to put other people in danger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was the big one, and like I said, it sounds like in a way that they're, you know, and it's just been out of speculation. I don't even know if it's real. They've talking about his Galactus's purpose has changed, so he's gone from, you know, going after inhabited planets to now habited planets. You know, but he's always gone after habited planets. Just it was Silver Surfer the one that's guided him.
That guided him, right?
But
right.
It's just like the whole purpose is, which kind of changes Silver Surfer's purpose at that point too. You know, it changed it all. So that's why I was looking at. So, but we're gonna move to the next slide. But everybody, put in your comments and let us know what y'all think of when a good time for Galactus to be put in. When is a good time for him to be introduced? Should he be introduced at all? How do you feel about Galactus? So put in your comments about that. So while we're coming down off our Ant-Man high, like I said, I'm on a Kang rush right now. Like I said, I showed y'all earlier, I got my he who remains figurine, and I'm not a person that buys toys. So, but I wanted this. I'm like, I need to have this, you know. So I can see myself pretty much owning every damn version. It's gonna be 1,000 versions.
I know, right?
But I'm gonna get
Council
the
of
important.
Kings.
I'm not gonna get all. I'm gonna get the important one. When they come out with the Victor Timely, I'm gonna get the Victor Timely.
Immortus, yeah.
I'm gonna get the Immortus, and I'm gonna get the
Ramatut.
Ramatut. I gotta get those. So, like I said, the one in this movie, it doesn't come out till August, they said. So I'm looking forward to that. But I've already pre-ordered, so whenever they get it, you know, I'll be ready for it. But there was one character in there that, you know, I feel they didn't put enough respect on his name, man. And everybody's been anticipating to see him, and a lot of people knew he was coming. But and then they came in there, and he was kind of a halfway of a joke a little bit. And that's our boy MODOK. I don't think they didn't put enough respect on MODOK's name, man.
I think he was portrayed well, you know.
Was he?
I think he was, because
dude, come on, he was a halfway joke in there, man. He was the punchline of that movie. Man.
No, he some of the inhabitants down there feared him, you know, because they feared him. They didn't show why they feared him, but he was a killing machine. So
yeah, but listen, I understand what you're saying. He was killing machine down there, but as a fan, I'm not saying I'm a MODOK fan, but I'm a Marvel fan. I know who MODOK is. I know what he about. I know his rep in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I know he about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Knowing that, come on, man.
don't know. I thought he was portrayed well, and this iteration of him, with Darren. What Darren was it? Cross Darren?
Darren, yeah, I think something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, Darren. Let's call him Darren.
Yeah,
but his character was just a little bit more,
I think I think it was done well, comical and he was a comedian and serious, at the same time. I think when you look at his persona from the Ant-Man movie, the second movie, I think it carried over well.
I mean, he was really Kane's little bitch.
Well, yeah, he was.
He Kane's little bitch.
Yeah.
I know. Somebody. I know one of us ain't seen it yet. I'm not gonna give him hell. I'm not gonna give him hell. But I know one of us ain't seen it yet. But he was Kane's little bitch. Even that little part when in the movie where Kane said, "I told you not to speak in my presence."
Right.
And I'm sitting there like, what?
Hey, but look, even in the comics, he most of the time worked up under somebody. He was never the main villain.
Yeah, but was he really somebody bitch though?
He was in that movie.
I've seen more like he gives off grumpy old man vibes.
What you say?
He gives off grumpy old man vibes.
Oh, MODOK.
Yeah. Like he's just mad at everything. Well, I guess he's by his nature.
I mean, listen, man. If you weren't nothing but a big head and
little legs and little arms,
and you would be frustrated with life. You would hate life. All regular people. You want to kill all regular people.
When they said somebody's little legs.
Yeah. And that part, listen, that part when they picked him up by the head. You know what I'm talking about? And they showed, and I was like, oh man, they just doing my boy dirty. They did not give him no respect in this movie, man. Come on. They didn't give him no respect. I felt bad for him. Listen, I already felt he was portrayed well. I already felt bad for him from being the big ass head but can't use his limbs. I already feel bad for him on that. But this movie, I was just like, oh man. Oh, Darren, come on, man. Come on, let's do something, Darren. I was kind of rooting for him.
Kane could have made him regular size. Made him a big head.
You just gonna do my boy like that? You gonna give him this flying chair with some machine guns on it and tell him to shut up. Don't talk in my presence. I told you not to speak in my presence. Like, dang.
Even Kane was tired of listening to him.
Dang, Darren, you can't do nothing. You can't say nothing, Darren. I don't know, man. It was rough, man. It was rough to watch. But for those who don't know, spoiler. He didn't make it. He didn't make it out the movie too well. So I'm just.
Yeah, he had a rough go about it.
So I think they.
But he came out an Avenger.
Did he? Did he? Alvin, did he? Did
yeah, he came. He's officially an Avenger
in his head. Yes, but to the rest of the world, hell no.
He died an Avenger.
He died avenging something. But I don't know. But yeah, all right, man. So let's talk about some books. This next phase of life. You got some comic books you want to talk about? I got my books. I told y'all last time I was getting. I got the Wakanda Files. What kind of files?
I got my Blackula too.
What's that? Well, yeah, got your Blackula. I got my Blackula.
Cool.
It's spectacular. We all got three. We all got our Blackulas.
Yeah. I picked out some spec books that I think people are really, in the next phase you know, the mutant phase, I guess, that people are starting to pick up books in anticipation that they're going to blow up because these characters are going to make an appearance. Well, this here is the first book.
Nick's.
I think everybody should look at, you know, trying to get, if I can get the glare out of it.
There's no glare. I see it perfect.
This is the first appearance of Laura Kinney, which is X-23 in the comics.
So do you pronounce that
Wolverine's Donna, NYX, or some
NYX.
people say Nick. Some people say Nick's. I always say NYX.
I just said it.
I don't know.
I just said it, so it has to be a thing if I said it.
Right. So that would, if you ever see that book out and can't afford it, that would be, you know, I always suggest picking up books in trade, you know, because I got more books than I got money. So I'll
just
trade.
Take yours.
I'll trade in a minute. Well, you know, it'll be
I
the
just
last.
take yours.
That would be the last episode of the Spectacular Sci-Fi Guys we see you on. The next thing, even though he's made an appearance in the comic, in the cartoon, everybody is really anticipating Miles Morales to come into the MCU, and this is his first appearance in Ultimate Fallout 4. This is 3 times signed. Is been this is witness signatures, so it is authentic. I'm not a 9/8 buff. If I could get a book in whatever grade that I can afford, then I'm happy with it. Sometimes I might even use a lower grade and trade up. You know, that's always a thing. Like this book here in DC.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
This is the first appearance of John Stewart, and I think James Gunn is still talking about doing a Green Lantern project with John Stewart and Hal Jordan being the main lanterns, and then other lanterns appearing in it. But this would definitely be a book that you want to find. Mine is signed by the great Neil Adams, who passed away last year.
Well, another book that they're talking about is the Avengers annual number 21, because that's the first appearance of Victor Timely.
Victor Timely, right?
Right. And right now, it looks like it's the high of it's $20 right now.
Yeah, that was $1 being booked.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think I might get that just for the, you know, for shiggles.
It'll actually, once you get the figure, it'll go with your figure.
Right. And then so you know that Batman book I bought, the reappearance of Kara.
Oh yeah.
Batman number 8.
It's Superman, Batman Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. This one right here. That right there. Now they have a variant cover of that.
Yeah.
The variant cover of it, and let me look for it. Right now I'm on I'm on Key Collector. So those who remember the app Key Collector, we talked about it before. It talks about the hot books, and it actually let you know why they're going up in value and everything. If I can find it again, it was on here a moment ago. But they have a variant cover of Kara. The high on it is $300.
That's the one where she's wrapped in the cape?
Yeah.
That is a what is his name? His last name is Turner. He was an amazing artist. He's passed away now. And it was an exclusive, if I can remember correctly. That is actually, if you look at that book there, that's on the last panel in the book when Superman tells Batman that that's her that's his cousin. You know, but they used that panel and her, you know, as that cover. And it was I think it was a con exclusive. Only so many of them printed. But yeah, it's hard to find, and it is real expensive.
And they have another one. It's another Michael Turner. This one's a limited to 499 copies. The one that's 300 is her, you know, with wrapped in a Superman cake with an S on it, and it's got like the sun behind her bright. Another one is a blue background with the Batman Superman symbol on it. It's $600 high.
Yeah. So it's
like a medium quality is $180.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. It makes me see that I need to get in Key Collector more.
Yeah, but don't be thrown off by Key Collector because sometimes their pricing is not right. Now I've seen some books in Key Collector that they don't update their values as often as some of the other places. Mm-hmm. So you would go to eBay, and where they would say something is $200, on eBay they might be asking $400 or $500. I've seen it work the opposite way. Well, you know, they'll have it priced high on Key Collector, and you go to eBay and the prices drop. So the Key Collector is really good as far as finding out what books are keys. Right. And some books aren't even, you know, some books are keys just for the cover or the print count, or, you know, not necessarily because there was something in the book,
right,
that's of importance.
Well, still the only thing that matters is what the book actually sells for.
Yeah, so you would look at the sold listings in eBay to see what has been average in the last, you know, 2 or 3 months.
Well, another one is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 24, and guess why that one's a hot one right now?
I don't know. Tell me, there's so much spec I look at.
The first appearance of Hypno Hustler.
Oh yeah, I remember that stupid cover, because that's the one where they're thinking about using Donald Glover.
Yeah,
but he's gonna be the main character. That's gonna be a Fox thing or a Sony project. I'm like, come on, guys, you using the Hypnotic Hustler and Craven, you know, the Hunter, you know, because they're instead of just letting Marvel use these characters, which they wouldn't have used the Hypnotic Hustler.
Yeah, they're not gonna use that. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You said December 2022, Donald Glover reported to be cast in a Sony Spider-Man film that will be written by Miles Murphy, son of Eddie Murphy.
Son of Ed Murphy, right.
And focused on the character Hypno Hustler. So, yeah.
Now, I wonder if the only way that movie is going to do anything is if Spider-Man is in the movie. So
I just wonder about that movie. It sounds like if it's not done right, it has potential to be insanely racist.
No, it's gonna be another Morbius movie. Yeah, it's gonna be another Morbius movie.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to see that. I'm gonna have to reserve my feelings and opinions until I see that.
We gotta wait till they drop the first trailer to see it. You can tell by the first 2 trailers, whether it's going to be something you want to go and pay your money for, or you just wait for it to come on Netflix.
Yeah. But let me see what else here. They got a bunch of hot books. Spawn Batman is another key book. Amazing Spider-Man number 365. X-Men Adventure number 1. it's a bunch of good books. Star Wars Life Day #1. Its first appearance of Baragi Agaburi, a Wookiee Jedi. So yeah.
I'm going to congratulate you on that pronunciation, because I wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, well, trust me, I stumbled my way through that. I don't think I did well on that at all. I gave myself a solid 60. Yeah, and also Batman 656. It's the first appearance of Damon Wayne in Final Panel, and first appearance of Jezebel Jet.
Yeah, 666 is big too.
Yeah. This was 656.
He also made a 657, whichever book, his first, full appearance, but his first mention and full appearance was in a book called, it was a hardcover. Well, it was a graphic novel, and it was an Elsewhere tale, and I think that came out before these books here, but because it was an Elsewhere tale and wasn't in continuity, they say that's the first appearance. Mm-hmm. I think it's called Batman, Son of the Demon or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something to watch out for. Well, everybody, that's about all we got. But yeah, y'all, everybody get on the Key Collector and get some of those Key comic books, because a lot of them it's good, because I'm actually thinking about buying that one with Victor Timely in it. Like I said, right now I'm a Kang fanatic, so not that I'm rooting for Kang to win. I just think this is an interesting character. We all have our favorite villains, and I think that's going to be our next topic on our next subject on the next show.
I want to see Kang kill one of the Avengers. He said he done it.
Listen, I want to see it. I want to see that battle. I want to see that battle.
How did you kill Thor? Show me.
Listen, if Hela can smash the helmet, Kang can do something.
No.
Hela smashed the hammer.
Hela was
he was hella good.
It was hella good. Yeah. Kang just immortal with gadgets. He's a bona fide Iron Man.
Listen, no. Thor explained it. He said, what we call magic, y'all call science. And well, he said, so some call magic, some call it science. Where I'm from, they're one and the same. You know what I'm saying? It's one and the same. If you good with gadgets and science and everything, just as good as you can cast a spell. So
Hela was Odin was afraid of him. That's why he went on and kicked the bucket. He didn't want to get killed by his daughter.
Again, I need to see that, because like I said, Odin had the Infinity Gauntlet, and he got all that, and I wanted to see him collecting the jewels and getting all that and casting Hela away and erasing her from history. I want that'll be an interesting story.
Right.
They need to get me up there, man. They need to get me over there at Marvel, man. I got some good ideas.
Come on, Marvel, man.
We need to do that. Plus, like I said, we need to do that series called Snap, where the people that were snapped away, them adjusting to life. It ain't got to be. It don't have to be all of them with superheroes and nothing. Just that'll be a good series. Regular people getting along with their life, because they were snapped away.
They actually need to hire us to solve all their problems.
Yeah.
They hire us.
You sold my house.
Yeah.
And I work cheap. I take Disney World tickets. I don't even need a whole lot.
Yeah. Because that's what Aunt May, you remember Aunt May was holding that fundraiser for people who were snapped away, and they come back and their houses and everything was sold.
Right.
Man, that's some good stories in that, man. Come on. Mine? Everybody tell me what y'all think about that. I think we need to get, we're going to start some type of petition and sign it and do the snap.
The snap.
We three will write it. we'll write it. We're not gonna work
Can
for
you
cheap.
imagine coming back and not knowing you gone in your household?
Yeah,
You
just
don't have a job.
Hey, look, what do you mean you married somebody else?
Yeah. Who's just doing in my baby? Like you listen, when you got snapped, just think about it. When you got snapped, you was on your way to your job. You just about to clock in. Then you got snapped and then you come back, about to clock in.
About to clock in.
And you lost your job. But think about it. All those people that got snapped, some people got snapped in the middle of sex. Think about it. Think about it. You and somebody y'all finna get down and she gone. She gone. She just gone.
That's gonna mess you. It's gonna mess you up.
This was London.
Man, I must have did into non-existence.
Oh, I mean, they left these people in some bad situations. You went in for a gallbladder operation, and your doctor just he just got vaccinated.
You did.
We already saw planes crashing and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. All those people are dead.
On that plane,
whoever was left on that plane are dead. You see what I'm saying? There's some people that was in some bad situations. Like when they left Scott in the quantum realm, all three of them got snapped away. He left that man in the quantum realm. If it wasn't for a damn cat, he was still there.
I know, right?
Come on, man. These are some good stories, man. You got a bunch of good stories out there. But yeah, everybody tell me what y'all think of our idea. Snap, man. We need to get a petition started. And they just Disney do a series out there with this. Like I said, they ain't got to do that many special effects. They ain't got to be superheroes. We just regular people trying to figure out what the hell happened when they got back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I think that's about it. That's all we got. Y'all got anything else?
No, we pretty much covered it.
No, pretty much covered it.
Covered. All right, man. Like I said, I'm finna go watch me some Mandalorian here in a minute, man. Because I don't feel spectacular. You know, I don't feel like I haven't watched Ant-Man. I just feel like I haven't watched
You're not on that level.
No. Not only did I not watch one movie, I haven't seen any of them.
I've seen one.
What did it come on?
Does it matter?
If it doesn't matter, then just say
it. Does it really matter?
If it doesn't matter, then say it. But did it come on?
It doesn't matter.
No,
I watched it.
No. If it doesn't matter,
and it was good.
It came on network TV. It don't count.
It don't count.
You saw it on network TV. It does not count.
Hey, look, that was just. Hey, Carlos, that was.
Okay. So
that was just happenstance. So it just happened to be
I
on
would
TV.
be able to catch up on all my Ant-Mains while I'm working. So yeah.
Well, I think that was a knock at me. No, what'd you say?
No, I wouldn't try to knock on anybody. Unlike some people I know, I don't try to knock on folks.
Oh well, I do it. So, but I'm just saying, I don't feel like I haven't at that magnitude. I just feel like I haven't watched one episode, not three massive movies.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm still super spectacular all the same.
I don't know, man. If I would have known this before this, I don't know
if I said in the last episode, I'm the eye candy of the show.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, everybody, y'all let me know what type of candy y'all think he is. I think
Raisin in the sun.
If you're any kind of candy, you the black licorice. Because nobody like black licorice.
Carlos, he a raisin in the sun.
Yeah. You black licorice. You know how black licorice when you taste it makes you want to punch somebody?
I don't eat black licorice, no, I don't.
Because it's horrible. Nobody eats it.
Nobody eats it.
Nobody eats it. All right, everybody. Listen, we appreciate y'all joining us and everything. And again, leave your comments and everything. Let us know about how y'all feel about MODOK. I didn't ask y'all about that one. Do you think he got the respect that he deserved? I don't think he got the respect that Alvin thinks they did him well, but I don't think they did him well. So, but I think they should need to put a little bit more respect on MODOK's name. But And and let me know how y'all feel about the 3 Ant-Man movies that y'all saw. I really want to know how y'all feel about that. Let me know about all 3 of them. And those who didn't see it on network TV. I love y'all, and y'all be safe. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace out.
See ya.